Jim McLaren back with a tech video today. I am working on my 2016 Les Paul Standard in beautiful light burst, I think it's called, with some Burstbucker Pro pickups in it. You can see the knobs are off. I've been working on this. So long story short, I'm not happy with the coil taps that are built into this. The 2016 model, like many other models, we're going back, I don't know, 2014, 13 maybe? I don't know. I'm not a historian. They have these PCBs. And I don't really care about PCB versus hand-wired because, to me, electricity goes where it wants to go, and it will go along a path. And I don't think it matters too much whether it's going through wire or it's going through a circuit board. Yes, different capacitors and resistors can make a difference, but it's not you know, it's not like your tone is completely, you know, terrible. And I'm not going to get into that debate here. There's plenty of places to have that debate. What I wanted to do is get these coil taps figured out. So the problem with this model, and I think models around it, I also had a 2015 Studio that had the same problem. The coil taps just sound flubby and yucky, quacky, and yeah, almost like a filter. And turns out that the coil taps that are in these models are called tuned coil taps. Okay, so I'm going to read from my phone now just to help me here. But in a traditional coil split, what happens is one of the coils in your humbucking pickup literally gets shut to ground. So the only one that's on is the one that's giving you sound. So you end up having one coil on. And yes, it's nearby another coil, so it's going to be slightly affected. It's never going to sound exactly like a single coil on its own, but it's pretty good. In the tuned coil tap, which is what's going on in these Les Paul guitars, both coils are still on. It's just that they're being sent through a capacitor, which filters out a bunch of their sound. So it's literally like you're going through like the old Boss acoustic simulator, or even just an EQ pedal. It's your normal sound, but it's getting filtered. And that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a straight up split coil. Give me half of what my humbucker is giving me so that I can get an adequate clean tone. I'm going to show you how we fix this. Okay, so we're going to look at the Gibson PCB that's in the back of my Les Paul 2016 model again. You can see I have labeled the neck volume, neck tone, bridge volume, bridge tone, and you can see two yellow circles that are showing the blue capacitors that need to be removed. These are the capacitors that are giving you this tuned coil tap. These are the capacitors that are basically filtering out your humbucker sound in order to try to create some sort of single coil effect or P90 effect. Not my jam, so I'm going to get rid of these capacitors and I'm going to jumper them across with a wire so that I'm basically sending that second coil to ground. Okay, so in the next picture you can see the back of the circuit board and you can see the 4 solder points for the 2 capacitors. This is where you're going to actually be working on the electronics with your soldering gun. So in the next picture you can see that I have removed the solder, and all I did to do that was put the soldering gun up onto the solder point until it melted, and then I quickly moved my solder sucker in there, pushed the button, and sucked it all in. Did it 4 times, worked beautifully. Alright, in this next picture you can see I'm starting to make a jumper, and this is just the wire that comes on the ends of resistors that you get when you buy pots. So I just took the legs off of those and kind of shaped it until I made this little staple looking piece of wire that fits directly into these 2 little holes. So I made 2 of them, one for each capacitor that I was replacing, and here's a picture of one of those in there. So now that I've replaced both of these capacitors with jumper wires, let's hear the results. Alright, here is the rhythm pickup tuned coil tap. Tuned coil tap middle. tuned coil tap, bridge position. All right, so I'm actually really happy with the results. I now have a traditional coil tap on my 2016 Les Paul that I never thought I would have. I thought I was going to be stuck with this sort of yucky sounding tappy thing going on. So I think this job is probably fairly easy if you have experience soldering pickups, fixing output jacks, just basic soldering. Don't let the fact that this is on a PCB scare you. The PCB is incredibly easy to get out. You just loosen the four posts, and then you make sure you take all the components out the back. It just pops right out, no problem. And the 4 solder points you need to get to on the back are very easy to get to. You don't have to do a lot of crazy stuff. You're not going to accidentally unsolder a bunch of other things. It's pretty simple. Hello, it's me from the future. Just wanted to chime in after 24 hours of playing with this setup and give you a couple more thoughts. The first is, as I watch this video, it's clear that I'm saying traditional coil tap, which I mean traditional coil split, and the graphics do say what it's supposed to say. Basically, yeah, a coil split is when one pickup is grounded off so that you have one left, and that's your split. That's your split coil. That's what we're all looking for, coil split. But we use the word coil tap, coil split interchangeably, and it's not exactly the case. A coil tap is when you have a single coil pickup, and you have from the zero to the last winding, and you tap it somewhere in the middle, so you've got halfway through, and then you've basically got a pickup that's using half the windings, kind of. And it's quieter. But Gibson's tuned coil tap is even more different. But regardless, coil split is what I'm trying to say, and I hope that's clear. The second is that this switch here, which I've heard it referred to as the blow switch. So this is the switch that when you push it, when you pull it up, what it does is it just has the treble pickup going directly to the output, and it's bypassing all of the other electronics just to give you the most pure sound you can get from your humbucking treble pickup. The problem now is with the wiring thing I've done in here, this coil split supersedes this. So it means that if you're intending to pull this switch up and you want to get the treble pickup alone in humbucker mode, it won't happen unless this is down in humbucker mode. If you do it, if I'm somewhere else, from the rhythm pickup and I'm somewhere in here and then I pull the switch and it's already up, then it's going to be the treble pickup split. Okay, so it's not a big loss for me. I never use this. It's kind of a cool idea, but I just used my traditional pickup selector over here. Phase reversal works fine. The only other issue that I've discovered is that the coils that are split, the coils that are left on are the slug coils. Okay, so these coils right in here. And I don't know, some people prefer to have the screw coils be the ones that are split because this is closer to the bridge, this is closer to the neck, it's going to give you more necky, more bridgy. I'm not going to do the solution I need to do with this, which is basically you need to go into the Gibson quick connector that's on the end of the pickup, and it's got like 4 wires, maybe a 5th ground wire, something like that in there. It's right in here. So you need to go into these quick connect things here, and you need to pull them out, and you need to rearrange the north and south poles so that it gives you the screw coils instead of the slug coils. If that's exactly what you need, I might do a bit more research and see what I want. It's a little bit of a job pulling in those little connectors out, the little steel parts out of the connector, so I'm not sure if I want to do that. But anyway, back to the original video to wrap it up. I would recommend this if you are not happy with the tuned coil tap that Gibson decided to make part of their guitars. Please like, share, and subscribe. And check out my other videos. I have so many other videos. Some are songs, some are tips, lessons, all sorts of stuff. Thanks very much.